I will be presenting about my assignment 1 proposal draft. For my proposal for assignment 2, strategic communication report, I will be doing about a research titled The Differences in Communication Between the Boss and Employees of Different and Same Racial Background to Maintain the Workplace Efficiency. The aim to study this is actually to see how the boss and the employees communicate and cooperate to make the workplace more efficient, and also to understand, observe, and analyze how the boss and employee, what method they use to ensure the efficiency of the workplace. Now moving on to the literature review, which is I've given 2 definitions. One of the definition is diversity definition, which is from McGrath, Wedell, and Arrow, which define that diversity is actually a characteristic of a group of 2 or more people, typically refer to demographic differences or one short or another group members. So the differences between group members is actually the diversity among them. So this is a team diversity definition, which I feel that it will be related to what I'm finding, because since that in a workplace, people usually work in a group and that's considered a team. So I quoted Harrison and Klein, who stated that team diversity refers to the distribution differences among the members of a team with respect to a common attribute. So the team is actually after a same aim, it's just that they have differences in them. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the next literature review, which is about communication differs between diverse groups. That's what my aim in this research. So I have cited Weber and Donhill, who stated that the expectation of models suggests the underlying attributes are inferred by other group members on basis of target members' demographic characteristics. So it's actually mean that the outcome of the aim of the group members is actually sometimes targeted on one of the group members' characteristic. So I also quoted that Conrad concluded from the Weber's and Donahill's statement, diverse groups are thought to function differently because their members are very sustainably in personality, values, knowledge, belief, and attitudes and behavior. Conrad actually concluded that there's sure differences between the members of a different diversity group, in a diversity group. There's difference in them. So thus the way they function is all different. So I'm going to move to the next slide, which also still talking about communication differs between diverse groups. Milkin and Martis actually stated that a group that is diverse could be expected to have members who may have significant different experience, therefore significant different perspective on key issues and problems. I actually agree on that because different person has a different perspective. It doesn't matter whether the gender, the race, the culture. So in this case, Milkin and Martis has stated the point that I want to say, that everybody has different experience, side to something. So thus, in diversity group, there's a lot of different viewpoint, the way they communicate, and etc. So I'm going to move on to the research question that I formed. Since I'm focusing on the STAR, communication STAR, I formed 3 questions, which is the first one: what is the style of communication practiced by the boss and employee of different and same racial background and workplace to maintain the workplace efficiency? To find out how they communicate, the styles they use to communicate to each other of different racial background or same racial background. Or and the second question will be what language is used to communicate between the boss and employee of different and same racial background and workplace. I want to see what language they use to communicate between different racial background to make the place efficient, still work as usual. Then the third question I found that is, to what extent is the effectiveness of the communication style used between the boss and the employee of different racial backgrounds? So I'm trying to see that whether the communication style that the boss and the employee use for each other, is it effective in performing the task in the workplace? So the methodology I will be using will be quantitative research method, and the method I will use to collect the information will be observation, because actually I'm doing research on the Kumon Self-Learning Center for a few days itself. The center itself doesn't open on a daily basis. Even though it open on a daily basis, only the one full-timer and the boss will be working 2%. So basically I'll be focusing on days that they will open with other 14 members of staff will be inside. So the observation will take place only when the center is full of staff. Next, I will be talking about the description of the sample. My observation will be done towards the communication style used between the boss, which is a Chinese lady, and her employees of different races, consist of Malay, Indian, and Chinese. There's 14 workers in the entire branch that I'm observing. The result from the 1 week observation will help me to further on the research that I'm doing. A little breakdown of the company that I'm doing on. Kumon Self-Learning Center, the branch that I'm going to do my observation on is Taman Mutiara Indah branch. It's just outside the place I'm living in. It's actually specialized in mathematics and English, and the Kumon method was actually originated from Japanese man named Toru Kumon, who developed the method of learning from the love of the sun. So the current employee of the center is actually ranged from 18 fresh graduate to 60 very experienced teacher of different racial and cultural background: Malay, Indian, Punjabi, Chinese. Okay, now we're moving on to the next topic which I'm talking about is proposal for assignment 3, portfolio. So my portfolio, I've chosen the format is short film format. The reason I choose this because I want to target an audience that prefer watching videos to learn about knowledge instead of reading from books. My video presenting style will be a bit interesting, maybe a bit humorous, in a way to enable audience to understand organization communication easily. Won't be just reading from words and words, or just telling theories after theories. Okay, the next we're talking about the portfolio content. The content will be produced on a weekly basis, and the content of the video will be the summaries of the lectures, tutorial, group activities, the online discussion, extra reading, etc. And also what I have learned from the classes that I'm in, what I have learned through them and what I understand. Next, I'll be talking about the essay question I chose for the assignment 3, which is topic 3, how does the use of images and language in organization communication reinforce power and gender differences in an organization? Consider which approaches are most reliable when answering this question, but ensure that you specifically reference cultural approaches and at least 2 other approaches. In this case, I obviously doesn't have any other approaches stated yet, since that this is the draft. So that's all for my presentation, and this is my references for